The pick is in for the Jacksonville Jaguars with the 9th overall selection. The Jaguars have selected cornerback CJ Henderson from the University of Florida. We're taking a look at Dave Caldwell and Doug Marrone, their draft rooms at their respective homes. The Jaguars have a new corner coming to town. Reaction coverage presented by Pepsi and Papa John's. JP Shadrick, Ashlyn, Sullivan, Brian Sexton, John Oehser. We've got full team coverage of this Jaguars draft pick, 9th overall. The cornerback, CJ Henderson. He ran a 4.39 40 at the combine. He's a fantastic outside corner, just what this team needs. Brian Sexton with us from his home out at the beach. And Brian, this guy can come in right away and make an impact at the outside corner spot. We'll get back to Brian coming up in just a second. Let's go to John Oehser now, senior writer, Jaguars.com. And Johnny O, here comes another Florida player into town. Last year's Florida early draft pick worked out pretty well at right tackle. CJ Henderson is a step up now. This is going to be a great player at corner.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, they definitely like their Gators. This is the 6th. Always been good, and so not so good in that. It surprised me a little bit. Wondered if they kind of reverse field and go either wide receiver or tackle with this pick. But we all knew that they needed to shore up the defense. I thought maybe tackle if Derek Brown had been there. They were gone. So was Jeff Okudah. This was the second best corner in the draft. And it's interesting, JP. I think you guys follow it like I do. There were people who thought that Henderson was pushing Okudah as the best corner prospect in this draft. Maybe the Jaguars got the best one. They certainly got a guy they like.
Yeah, they got back up at the top, or got in the top 10 to do it and took that number 9 pick. Let's go back to Brian Sexton now. Here comes a guy, Brian, that has fantastic speed, great cover skills. He's aggressive, and he can tackle too. He's really the full package at corner. And
he is a big guy, over 6 feet tall with length, and he ran fast. Look, that's what you're looking for in a cornerback. Plus, he played in the Southeastern Conference, so he faced some of the best wide receivers in college football. This is an area where need and value met. CJ Henderson was climbing. I heard from people last night that the Falcons were trying to move up. They were trying to get ahead of the Jaguars in case they thought that they had a shot at getting him. This is a quality football player that plays a position of need. In terms of where things fell, quarterback, defensive tackle, this is the way that the board rolled out for the Jaguars, and I'm sure they looked at every option.
Ashlyn Sullivan with us now as well. And Ashlyn, this is not a name. It's a name that a lot of people thought would be on the Jaguars' radar, but maybe at number 20 earlier in the month or so. That kind of changed as time went on. You thought he would go higher, but the way things went earlier in this draft, CJ Henderson's right there. It was a need, and I'm sure the reaction on social media is quite interesting today.
Yes, it absolutely is. And it seems like, once again, best player available while also filling a need. We have guys like Maurice Jones-Drew, Bucky Brooks saying this right now, CJ Henderson right now is your number 1 corner on the team. When we talked to Jawan Taylor, what was it, last week, and he was talking about how he was pushing for CJ Henderson. He was going around the building saying, I want CJ Henderson on this team. He played 2 years with him at Florida. So it seems like Jawan Taylor's words paid off. But as of right now, the word on social media is right now, CJ Henderson is your number 1 corner for the Jaguars.
I think that's pretty clear. You got DJ Hayden on the inside, Ashlyn. You got Trey Herndon on the outside, and a free agency addition. But, boy, CJ Henderson coming in, it feels like he's going to be the go-to guy, at least early in the 2020 campaign. Let's go back around the horn now. This is a guy at Florida that was a first-team All-SEC honor last year, played 9 games. He had an ankle issue. He missed a handful of games last season, but and he skipped the bowl game as well to make sure he was healthy for the NFL draft. John Oehser, let's go back to you now. This is an organization that, at least in its history, let's go back and look at the corners that were drafted high. The last one this high was Jalen Ramsey. We know what he was.
First round.
Yeah, we know what he was, and he's no longer around, which is part of the reason why Henderson is the pick here too.
Yeah, I think they've drafted 2 in the first round, Fernando Bryant way back in 1999, and then Jalen. It was interesting to listen to the analysts in the last few weeks. You got the idea that there were going to be surprises, and there were going to be guys who weren't quite rated the way a lot of the scouts had them because there hadn't been a lot of talking amongst people. You got the idea that as the draft got closer and a few more people started talking with each other, that C.J. Henderson was the guy who was, make grounds the right word, but